All right, I want to switch gears here for a second, Carl, and ask you once again about Boise State's plans to get into the college football playoff, if it includes moving into the American Athletic Conference and I guess biting on this promise that they're going to be the Power Six, and Mike's going to get a way to get them a guaranteed spot into the expanded college football playoff versus a plan that Tim Leonard from Towson State, a former Boise State associate AD, had. You got to go through your legislative office. You got to pull an Orrin Hatch and make some political pressure and point out the inequities of this system. So how likely would a political move, Carl, help Boise State versus taking that risk of moving into the AAC and football only?
Again, if the goal is, if the end game is how to get into a national playoff, an 8-team national playoff, how does the Mountain West get there? It's not going to be an automatic. Mountain West will not get an automatic.
Even if they go to 8?
If they go to 8, the Mountain West will not get an automatic. Will there be an automatic for the group of 5 under the current conference composition? The conferences as they're comprised today, if there was an 8-team playoff, there might be a guaranteed spot for one team out of those 64 schools, 65 schools. And then it's just a matter of which of those teams elevates to get there.
Yes,
the Mountain West is not going to get it.
We got the New Year's Day 6 right now. They're guaranteed a spot into.
Right, but this would give them an opportunity to play for the national championship.
Right.
An 8-team playoff gives them a chance to play for the national championship. Today, they don't have a chance to play for the national championship. So an 8-team playoff would do that. And the Mountain West by itself is not going to get there. The Sun Belt, Conference USA, Mid-American are not going to get there by themselves. The American thinks they can get there. And the way they get there is to marginalize the Mountain West because of the group of 5 conferences. And I said this on your show back in March before you left Boise, that there isn't that much difference between the Mountain West and the American as comprised today. And that Boise State has just as good a chance getting to one of the New Year's Day games playing out of the Mountain West as they would in the American. But if the American gets that automatic into the 8-team playoff, then is it worth it to Boise State to make that change? And that would be the only way to get to that national championship opportunity.
You don't believe that the old Orrin Hatch approach would work?
Because if they do that, then the senators from Texas or Louisiana or wherever else are going to pound their fist and say, why not the Sun Belt? Why not Conference USA? The senators from Ohio, why not the Mid-American Conference? And they're not going to give every one of those 10 conferences, the 5 Power 5 and the Group of 5, an automatic spot, even if they went to 16 teams. They're not going to get an automatic because more than likely they don't deserve an automatic, some of those champions. And so I think that the Americans' desire to get under the umbrella with the Power 5 and their 5-year efforts today to create that Power 6, the media believes that the American is better than the Mountain West. On paper, that isn't the case today. If Boise State, San Diego State, Air Force joined the American, there wouldn't be any question that the American is far superior to the Mountain West or the Sun Belt or Conference USA or the Mid-American. And that would be the only way that that they could then, then they get their legislators. And now Orrin Hatch is or as you mentioned, the other day, the current
Mike Crapo.
Senator
Yeah, Crapo.
Crapo, who, that
He's on the
he
same
goes
committee.
and he goes and pounds his fist on the table, but he's not representing Boise State. He's representing, the American Conference, and
Everybody.
he's making he's making the claim that the American Conference deserves this spot in the CFP. And if Air Force and Army and Navy are part of the American, now they've got political support, throughout the country that are pounding their fist that the CFP needs to take in the American. And again, that's, if we're talking about how does Boise State get into a position to be able to play for a national championship, that is, in my opinion, the only way that Boise State in the next 10 years would ever be in a position to play for a national championship.